I need a gloss. I need a gloss. She's glossed, but she's a boss. And she's also divorced. Oh, didn't see you there. Well, now that you're here, I would love to tell you about all the things that I bought in the past 2 months or so. Fragrances from Zara. I've got some celebrity scents. I would consider them all cheapies. I just drink so much water. Also, another quick disclaimer, I always like to mention this. I'll be speaking in Australian dollars. The conversion rate is not so good, but I will put on screen what it is as of whenever I'm editing this. But rest assured, even after conversion, you can almost certainly get these cheaper in the US. Just know that when I say something is $60, you're not like, well, that, I don't know, that's not cheap. For us, it's cheap. First one I've got, still by Jennifer Lopez. This one I got for $24, I think, from Chemist Warehouse. It's the 100ml bottle. It's top notes of Earl Grey tea, white pepper, mandarin orange, apple, and rice. Middle notes of jasmine, lily of the valley, freesia, honeysuckle, orange blossom, and rose. Base notes of pepper, musk, sandalwood, iris, and amber. This one, I actually did go out of my way to get it because I didn't have a good fragrance that has a tea note. I do, you know what? Let me describe the scent first of all. I do love the tea in here. It is calming. It's simple. It's clean. It does have a bit of that soapiness, which I know JLo loves to put in her fragrances. They all kind of have a bit of soap underneath, if not at the very top. I do feel like this is an easy one to wear. I don't love it. I like it. She's not really trying. Maybe she just got out of the shower and she just wants to reinforce that freshness, that fresh, clean feeling and stay calm. It's giving spa. Like, I definitely have smelled this in like a spa or massage establishment. I do have to say, I don't know what it is about tea notes, but I find this to be, it's the same in a lot of the Elizabeth Arden, like the white tea fragrance line, because I've smelled a lot of those ones, and I have a similar problem where just this tea note tends to give me a headache. Maybe there's no correlation whatsoever, but for some reason, maybe it's just that it's really strong for me, or my nose is really sensitive to it, but I can very easily get a headache from these tea notes. Even though I really like it, it's really calming, it's very like cool girl, not really trying. She's friends with everyone. That's what I imagine the person who wears this. I didn't have a tea scent in my collection. I really wanted one for the experience, and now I have it. The next one I forgot to include in my last haul. Whoopsie. So this has been chilling for a couple of months here. It's Mariah Carey M. So this one I bought in the fragrance set. So it's the 50ml bottle, and it comes with this perfumed body lotion. And together these were $19.99 at Chemist Warehouse, though I had to buy it online, so it was like $10 shipping. The notes in this one are top notes of marshmallow and seawater, middle notes of tiara flower. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Tiara flower.
And gardenia, and base notes of incense, amber, and patchouli. There's something nostalgic about this for me. Like, when I smell this, I think of bonfire on the beach in Oregon. It kind of just reminds me of like on a summer night, but it's still cold because of course it is. We've got lots of driftwood around and we've clumped them all together and we're all sitting around a bonfire and we're roasting marshmallows. That's what I think of when I smell this. It's very nostalgic and it makes me really happy. I love this scent. I absolutely adore it. I only have one problem, and that's that it doesn't last. I get about maybe 30 minutes of projection. Even like I will douse this. I wore this the last time I wore this, I wore it to a friend's house. I really doused myself in this. I spread it on my clothes, on my arms, in the crease of my arms, on my neck, everything. It was about a 30-minute drive to their house, and by the end of the drive, I'm pretty sure I asked my husband, do you smell it? And he was like, no. So I was like, what the hell? So if anyone knows a fragrance that is similar to this Mariah Carey one, but actually lasts more than like 0.2 seconds, please let me know, because I am in love with this scent. It smells so good. And at this rate, I'm just gonna spray it at home just to make me happy, because if I'm wearing it to go out, it's not really going to last unless I bring it with me, and I'm happy to spray it every 30 minutes, which I guess I may as well. But it's just really sad. I want it to last longer. I did even try it with the lotion, and it helped a little bit if I remember, but not really, because I'm not putting the lotion like I'm not putting it everywhere. I'm just not. Kind of made me a little sad because I love the scent. It just doesn't last. What are you gonna do? So next one I picked up is Curious by Britney Spears. This one was $10 at Chemist Warehouse for the 10 ml. This one isn't a rollerball. It's an actual spray. Love her. So this one is top notes of magnolia, pear, and lotus. Middle notes of jasmine, tuberose, and cyclamen. Base notes of musk, vanilla, white woods, and sandalwood. The main reason why I bought this, I've owned this before when I was a lot younger. I mainly bought it for the nostalgia factor, I won't lie. It reminds me, because I used to have, I don't know if they even still make these, but the version of Curious that I had in that really cool blue bottle, it had the puff. The spray puff, the atomizer. So it's a very nostalgic scent. It is very light, it's dusty, it's fresh. The florals are very shallow. There's not like a whole lot of complexity, but I think that's fine. I think it makes it very young and simple. This one does, interestingly, last me a good 2-3 hours, which, listen, I'm happy with that. For this, that's fine with me. There is something that smells kind of almost stale, and I don't know. I don't feel like this is exactly what I smelled when I was younger. I feel like they may have reformulated this. I don't know. Do you guys know if they reformulated this one? I feel like it doesn't smell exactly the same as I remember it. But also I was a lot younger, so maybe I'm just misremembering. So yeah, I thought it was just, I'm on a nostalgia kick. I want scents that remind me of my childhood, I guess, and bring back happy memories, and this one does that for me. So the next one I have Korres Cashmere Kumquat. This is their 10 ml rollerball, and I think it was $28 at Mecca. But the notes in this one, you've got top notes of kumquat, mandarin orange, and orange. Middle notes of jasmine, orange blossom, and almond. And base notes of cashmere wood, vanilla, and cedar. I was in Mecca. I was just spraying a bunch of random things, and I came across this, and I sprayed it, and I immediately was like, whoa. That jasmine is very reminiscent to me of Alien. So I bought it because I really wanted to compare. And a lot of people do compare it to Alien. I actually did a separate video comparing this Korres Cashmere Kumquat against Alien directly, so if you're interested in that, I will link it down below. Yeah, so this one I just find more fruity, tart, citrus, fruity. It's got almond in there too, which I freaking love. I love almond. So good. So I kind of refer to this as like a nighttime but summer version of Alien. I would wear this at night if we are maybe going to the beach and we're going to like a nice restaurant or a bar or something. That's when I would wear this. I feel like it's a bit too heavy still for the daytime, but I would wear this during the summer just at night. The rollerball is really nice. I really like how heavy it is. It makes it feel really luxurious, which, I mean, it better be because it was $28 for a 10 ml bottle. But yeah, I really like this one. It doesn't last as long as Alien. It is an eau de toilette, but I think that can be fine. And I just bought the rollerball so I can just bring it with me and really like this one. And introduced me to the brand Korres. There are a lot of other fragrances that I like from that brand that I really want. Yeah, I really like this brand. Alrighty, next one I have Armaf's Club de Nuit Untold. Now this one I think was $60 from Chemist Warehouse. It's a 105 ml bottle. If you don't recognize it, which I would be surprised if you don't, it is an alleged dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540 and or the Extrait. So the notes in this one are, you've got top notes of saffron and jasmine, middle notes of amberwood and ambergris, base notes of fir resin and cedar. I will just say by itself, not comparing it to anything, I really like this scent. I really enjoy it. It lasts ages. It is so strong. Like, I feel like it would be very easy to go overboard with this. Like, you really don't need to spray a lot and it lasts a really long time, especially on clothing. If you want to compare it directly to Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait, which I do like Baccarat Rouge 540, but I like the Extrait a lot more, and it seems like people also compare this to that. I like both fragrances. I would say I am going to make a separate video comparing this and Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait directly and do like a bit of a wear test on them both side by side. I think that might be coming out either after or before this. I don't know. I don't know what order I'm posting these in. But this one has, the amber is way more heady, almost teetering on sharp. But honestly, as it dries down, you don't really smell that sharpness. Like, if you let it dry down, it's fine. Like the projection, the aura that it gives, the scent bubble, if you will, is very beautiful. Another big difference I find with this one against Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait is that it has more of a masculine leaning quality. Now, I know that it's not necessarily marketed to like women or men. It does have, when it dries down, the fur really comes through, and it almost gives, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it kind of gives like toothpaste, like sweet toothpaste, like a men's product. I don't know, it tends to smell more masculine on the skin than say Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. It's also way more amber heavy. It doesn't have that nuance with the almond, which I also really, really like about Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait, and doesn't have as much of that citrus fruitiness to cut through the amber. That aside, I still, by itself, I think it's a wonderful fragrance. It's for a fraction of the price. If you want something similar, like you want a similar vibe, I'm not going to say it's a one-to-one dupe, because Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait is literally like a $700 fragrance, and I don't think you're going to dupe it with something that's $60. So I'm not going to use that word, but if you want something comparable, I think this is lovely, and it's cheap. It smells really good. Although I mentioned the masculine properties on the dry down, I did have my husband kind of test this on his skin, and he thought it was way too feminine for him to wear. So I don't think it's truly unisex, but it does just have more of that like masculine quality. Probably can't even really smell it if you're just walking by, but just if you're really honed in, you'll probably notice. Love this one, highly recommend. This next one was honestly, I think all of them so far have been blind buys, except for the Carez one. I'm just telling you guys, most of what I get are blind buys, because we just don't have a lot of things available in person for me to test. In Australia, you don't have the same kind of return policy with fragrance. You can't return a used fragrance. You can return anything in the US, but it was a really rude awakening when I first moved to Australia and realized you can't do that here. So when I blind buy something, my only chance of getting my money back is then to sell it secondhand. But anyway, the next fragrance I got was another blind buy. I was very surprised and happy and pleased. I was at Chemist Warehouse and I saw this and I was like, you know what? I have to get it. I haven't seen it anywhere else in Australia. And that is Stella McCartney Pop. This is the 100 ml bottle. This one was $60, I'm pretty sure. And I can't believe I found this. It was the last one. I remember looking on the Chemist Warehouse website and just online in general, and I could not find a bottle of this anywhere for a reasonable cost. Maybe I found some that were like well over $100, and I'm just not going to do that with a fragrance I can't smell unless it's like super hype or something. So when I saw it at Chemist Warehouse and I saw it was the last one, I was like, I am buying that. Like, not even a question. It's already boughted. It's bought. PSA, a lot of times Chemist Warehouse says that things are out of stock. This said it was out of stock and it was there. So I'm just saying, if you really want something, you gotta go and check in person, okay? So the notes in this one, we've got top notes of tomato leaf, green mandarin, violet leaf, middle notes of tuberose, frangipani, and violet, base notes of musk, sandalwood, and cedar. So this one, I will just say, first of all, I'm pretty sure this one was a recommendation from Ksenia. Yes, because I watched a lot of her videos and she kept raving about this, and I was like, this makes me really want to try it. She said it smells like Barbie dolls. So, okay. When I smell this, I'm gonna spray it quickly here. So when I smell this, off the top, I get like hairspray. But just stay with me, okay? I get hairspray, but as it dries down, it just becomes something so unique. I do get that like Barbie doll plastic-esque quality, but for me, it's just, I smell that like really dusty, potent tuberose, and I guess it's that tomato leaf that makes it really interesting, but also the combination of tuberose and violet. Like, I love violet, I love tuberose, so I'm not surprised that I love this. Although I shouldn't say that, because I'm sure there are a lot of times where I smell something and it has all my favorite notes and I'm supposed to love it, and I don't. This one is just, I absolutely love the smell, and I think I got lucky with that. I wouldn't say this is a safe one to blind buy. Aside from from the smell, which I love. I've got two bones to pick with this one, okay? With this bottle. So first of all, the atomizer is crap. I don't know. I think I saw some other people complain about the atomizer as well. I don't know what the heck she's doing. Stella McCartney, what the F is going on? Because the atomizer is really not good at all. It doesn't give you a fine mist. It gives you a stream. And I wish I could show you guys on camera, but it's more like a stream. You get a really heavy application, which can be unpleasant, but luckily I like the scent, so it's not a problem, but it can just be a little bit messy. And also, it doesn't last very long. I just, for a fragrance of this price and from Stella McCartney, I would expect it to last a lot longer than it does. It only lasts me like maybe a couple of hours, but I don't know. I also think that maybe I become a bit anosmic to it because I'll spray it, wait a couple of hours, and then I don't smell it anymore. But then I'll ask my husband if he smells it, and he says he does. So I don't know what the heck is going on, but I'm becoming anosmic to it, which really sucks, but I can smell it now. Like, it's lovely. I love it. It is giving hairspray and Barbie dolls, and I love that about it. I think it's a very girly fragrance, and this is like for the girls, you know? You're going out with the girls. It was a bit of a risk, but one that totally paid off. So Ksenia, thank you, girl. Thank you. My lip is sweating. Actually, I'll just get into these Zara ones because this is the creme de la creme of this haul, okay? This makes everything worth it, just in general, at the end of the day. Any bad things that happen, as long as I can come home to this, it's fine. So I was on Zara's website. I do that occasionally. I'll just pop on there to see if there's anything new. I noticed there was a new fragrance and I go, interesting. It's just a single new fragrance. I went on Fragrantica and it's not on there. And I thought, well, that's really weird because Australia doesn't normally get fragrances before anywhere else in the world. That's really odd. What's going on? I have to smell it. I freaking love it. This is Eternal Magnolia. This is the 30 ml bottle, and I'm pretty sure it was like $19.95 Australian. And this is described as the velvety essence of magnolia petals is sublimated by the luminous tonalities of pear blossom and the enveloping opulence of a white bouquet, jasmine, gardenia, and frangipani. Guys, I think this might be my new favorite Zara scent. I'm not even kidding. Literally, okay, maybe it's not my absolute favorite because, okay, girl, calm down. We still have got Violet Blossom. Okay, that's, oh, I love Violet Blossom. Okay, maybe not my absolute favorite. Let's calm down, all right? But this is definitely in like my top, if I had a top 3, this would be in there. So this is a sweet, like a beautifully not sickly sweet with floral. So when I smelled this, I immediately was like, this smells like something. I don't know what it smells like, but it smells very familiar. So I dug through my collection, was smelling everything. I was like, no, it's nothing like this. I think I watched a video of someone talking about Eternal Magnolia after I had bought it, because I was like, what are other people saying about this? Because I am nuts for this fragrance. And she compared it to Zara Orchid. I don't know how many versions there are of this one, but I have Zara Orchid. I don't think they smell alike. Orchid is way more like fresh and watery, whereas this is like more thick and like, I don't know what it is in there. It's like it's some kind of berry that's not listed. I don't think all of the notes are actually listed on the box. Anyway, so I tried to find, I ran to Meijer. I went to Meijer. I went to David Jones. Those are just department stores in Australia. And I was sniffing everything. I even asked the lady at the fragrance counter, I was like, what do you think this smells like? Help me out. This smells very familiar. I don't know what it is. She was like, oh, is it this? Is it like Olympia Solar? Is it C Passione? I mean, we were smelling a few different things. Burberry Her Elixir. And I even thought of that first. I was like, is this smelling like Burberry Her Elixir? And then I smelled okay, so it's Flora Gorgeous Gardenia Eau de Parfum by Gucci. So I smelled that one, and that is probably the closest thing that I could smell to Eternal Magnolia. Flora Gorgeous Gardenia is, you've got pear blossom, red berries, mandarin, gardenia, jasmine, and frangipani. So the floral bouquet is very, very, and it's actually exactly the same. It's got the pear blossom as well. At the bottom, you've got brown sugar and patchouli. The main difference between the Flora Gorgeous Gardenia and Eternal Magnolia is that the Eternal Magnolia is still sweeter and thicker, whereas the Floral Gorgeous Gardenia is more like photorealistic floral fresh. Just slightly so, at least from what I remember. I also had just assaulted my nose with about 5 billion fragrances before then. I hope that's accurate to those who go and smell it, but that's the closest thing I could find. It still wasn't even quite like this, so I don't know if it's meant to dupe anything. I don't even think I really care. It just smells really freaking bomb and I want to bathe in this stuff. It's so sweet. It's got a little bit of berry and it must have berries. It must have some other fruit because there's no way that pear blossom is giving that much fruitiness. There's something in there that is not listed. I don't know what it is, but it smells heavenly. I love this and I can't wait to empty the bottle. Now that I'm all worked up, when I was at Zara, I also was re-smelling a lot of scents that I had smelled before that I just wanted to give another chance while my nose wasn't as tired. And I did pick up Fields at Nightfall. This isn't new. I think this has been out for a while, maybe for like a year or something like that since last year. This is another one that was $19.95 for 30 mils. So this one is top notes of praline, middle note of jasmine, and base notes of sandalwood and amber. I'm just a sucker for anything sweet woody. If it's a sweet wood, I want it. Like, I feel like it's just a duo that for me always hits. It's just always slaps. The praline in here is so yummy against the sandalwood. It's so, so good. I love this one so much. Unfortunately, it's not really the right time of year to wear this. I think this is more going to be a fall winter scent, and unfortunately we just had like a 32-degree day, so maybe a cool night I would wear this. I think if I wore this, I mean, who really cares, right? As long as it's not choking people out, who really cares about that stuff? Do we really care? We just wear scents whenever we want to, right? Are we following these like unspoken rules? I really love that one, so I picked that one up as well. So the next fragrance I picked up is Beyonce's Heat Seduction. This one was $20 at Priceline. This is the 100 ml bottle. I wasn't initially going to get this one. This is the first time I've ever seen a Beyonce fragrance in person, I think, or at least of this line, the Heat line. Top notes of exotic spices, dewberry, mandarin orange, middle notes of ginger flower, orchid, and freesia, and base notes of amber, musk, and labdanum. So I sprayed this on my skin when I was at Priceline, and I wasn't loving it. Because I sprayed it on my skin, I went home and my husband smelled it and he was like, oh, I like that. And I was like, say less, I'm going back to get it. That's all it takes sometimes, guys, is like, if my husband says he likes it, then I'm gonna wear it. At least I will try it. We went back and I picked this bottle up. I think it smells better. God, I feel like it smells better now than when I first bought it. Is that possible? Probably. I've only had it for a week or so. But you definitely get a very spicy ginger and it's on a nice bed of amber. Like, it's not a super complex scent, I would say. But the other downside is that you can't smell it really. So it doesn't project. It doesn't last. I sprayed it on my skin, I've doused it, on my skin, on my clothes, and I can still barely smell it, even right after applying it. I don't know, it's just becomes a skin scent, which I guess is fine. If you're in an intimate setting, then I think this would be maybe a better one. But if you want something like this that's gonna actually project, I don't know, it's not giving for me. Actually, something that this reminds me of. So with that spiciness, it kind of reminds me of Rihanna Rebel. Oh, this is so much better. Oh, I forgot what this smells like, you guys. I love Rihanna Rebel. This is so good. If you want like a spicy, warm scent that is like, it's like sexy and it also is really good for cooler weather, I love this one. It's a good cheapie. Oh, I love it. I just love it so much. This is like a super toned down version, which like, hey, listen, that could be perfect for you. Maybe you don't like super loud spicy and you want something more like, I almost want to say honey. It kind of reminds me of honey. Am I just being swayed by the bottle? Because the bottle kind of makes it look like honey. I feel like it kind of smells like that. I don't know. It was $20, so not a big deal. It's okay. The last one I have is Red Vanilla by Zara. I did a bit of an oopsie and I'll explain. So I bought this off of Poshmark actually for $10 plus like $7 shipping. Whatever. So this one is top notes of raspberry and tangerine, middle notes of red peony and iris, and base notes of vanilla. I bought this because I have heard a lot about the red vanilla from Zara. I didn't buy the right one. This isn't the one that is like raved about and loved by everyone. This is, I think, a newer version. This is like the 01 vanilla. I don't know. Apparently the original one is comparable to La Vie Belle. And so I got this hoping that it would smell like that. And then I got it earlier today and I put it on my hand and I smelled it and I was like, this doesn't smell anything like Olivia Bell, what is happening? I do like that fragrance. I haven't liked it enough to buy it, but I do like it. But this is just, I don't know, when I smelled this, I went on Fragrantica and I was like, what the hell is happening? Like, there's no way that everyone loves this. And sure enough, I bought the wrong one. I don't know, it smells like kind of boring and generic and doesn't really give me anything special. It's okay. I don't know. It's okay. I say it's okay, but I applied it to my hand and I had to wash it off. It was like giving me a headache. It was making my stomach turn. It was making me feel ill. So I had to scrub this one off. And it's not very often that happens. This version to me does not smell like Olivia Bell. Maybe the original one does, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get a chance to smell that. I thought this was my chance, and it's not. Womp womp. I might give it away or something, because I really don't see myself wearing it. Also, my husband didn't like it, which does matter to me. I don't want him to be repulsed by my smell. I hate to end it on a bit of a sad fail, but that's just the reality of blind buying, which is like 90% of what I do. Unfortunately, it's just the way of my world where I live. Okay. God, I forgot how good this smells. This is such a good one, you guys. If I could just rave about other cheap fragrances that I've purchased, this is such a good one. I love this. I'm sad it's not quite the time of year to wear this, but all right, that is all I have for today. Please let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances and if you like them, if you've had a different experience than me. I'd love to hear about it. That's it, I guess. What if I just ended my videos? That's it, I guess. Bye.